Look, I love VR, I love virtual reality, but the last sort of month or two has really shown me that virtual reality is not the future of gaming. There will always be a place for virtual reality, and that place is getting bigger, and I think it will get bigger. But for people to just dismiss flat gaming because virtual reality is so much more immersive, I think is sort of missing the point. I've spent the last 2 months suffering. One, suffering in the sense that I haven't been able to do as much virtual reality gaming because of the space that's been available in my house from things being renovated and stuff like that. But not only that, this last week or so, I've not been particularly well. I had some sort of flu thing that was just absolutely ruining my life. And the thought of putting on a VR headset made me want to rip my hair out. And I have played VR, I played some VR yesterday, but until then, I just haven't wanted to touch the thing. And there are often times in my life where VR just isn't an option for me. And just to interrupt, I'm giving away some Quest games. So if you want a free game for your Meta Quest headset, stick around to the end of the video and I'll give you some details on that. Late in the evening, after I've put my kids to bed, sometimes I don't want to put on my VR headset because I want to be able to just relax. And if I want to play a game, I'll play something on my PS5. Like when I have to sort of keep an ear out whether my kids are staying asleep or waking up, or whether I need to make sure that if my wife calls to me for something that she needs or something that we need to do, that I'm able to just drop what I'm doing and go and do that. I can't do that with a virtual reality headset on when I'm fully immersed in the zone. And the thing is that as much as the technology for virtual reality is getting better, and it will continue to get better, life isn't changing. Life isn't going to change to accommodate VR as the primary form of gaming. Now, there are some games that I will only play in virtual reality. Gran Turismo. Now that I have that with the PSVR 2, I don't think I'll ever play that without the PSVR 2. The vast majority of like top tier games with like the biggest budgets and stuff like that, at the moment they're not virtual reality games. Virtual reality games and studios are sort of on the brink a lot of the time, and they're just sort of like holding on to be able to survive. I mean, just recently there's been a whole wave of unsuccessful VR games which has led to studios sort of falling on their faces. And as much as that is sort of just the history of gaming, I guess, until VR gets adopted by the masses, and that will eventually become closer and closer, these high budget games, it just doesn't make sense making them solely for VR. My dream is something like how they've implemented VR to Gran Turismo, but for everything. How the UE VR mod works on Steam VR games if you're using the Unreal Engine. If developers can find a way of very easily transitioning their current games to VR. Imagine if I could sit down and play GTA 6 and I can play it flat, I can play it on the PlayStation Portal or just at my TV screen, and if I wanted that VR experience, I had the option to, like I do with Gran Turismo. That is what I want from VR, and it will hopefully come, and that hopefully will be the future of VR, but for now I just don't think VR is the future of gaming, at least for everyone, and at least not for me. I love it, I will continue using it, I will make content on it, because it is fantastic. It isn't my only love. I love games, all games. I love sitting and relaxing, and sometimes VR isn't relaxing. And just to throw on to the end of this video, I'm doing a giveaway of free Quest games. I've done one before, I'm doing one again, and I probably will do some in the future. But if you want to enter, I'm just doing it over on Twitter or X, so links in the description, go follow there, look for my post about giveaways, and you can sort of enter and join in, and hopefully I should be throwing one out by the end of this week.